So I think I'm supposed to be moved some kind of way, but I'm not. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 7, episode 20 of the haves and the have-nots. And I'm not moved. I'm not moved at all. This was very lazy, which I don't even know why that surprises me, but lazy. It's lazy, lazy. Like every last piece, all we did was pulled all of the storylines together. Is this it? Is Have and Have Nots coming back anymore, or are we done with this series? Because at this point, I could actually just walk out with where we are. All the storylines have been tied together, and they've been tied up with a nice little sparkly bow. End of story. Anyway, let's go. David and Jeffrey are in the house. David sitting there. Jeffrey finished doing his bandages. David and Jeffrey are talking. Jeffrey convinces David to rehire Madison. Sorry, that's how I feel about it. Sorry. Anyway, he tells David, yeah, Justin got raped and beaten. He's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, your mom did that. All right, no problem. Then you hear the door get kicked in. You see them running. They both run out. That was like the best scene of the whole night. They're like, where's the other guns, honey? And Jeffrey and David went rolling up out of there with double fisted guns. I said, come on, Tomb Raider. So that was like the best thing for me. I was like, this is cool. That was cool. But you see them, they come around to the steps, and there's like 5 or 7 guys down there, and they're having a shootout. Now we all know in real life, 2 people ain't did nothing with no 5 to 7 guys in the story. I believe it's 6 of them total. So I think it was the one guy that Veronica deals with and 5 of his friends. Whatever. So they had a shootout. She's standing outside, and she's like, "That'll teach you to try to kill me. You won't be killing nobody." And she walks away. Next thing you see her at the hospital, she goes in there and visits Justin. She go back and forth with Justin. Justin is saying to her he's sorry and begging her forgiveness, and she ain't having it. She's like, you should have been done that. You should have done that a long time ago. And then she has him begged and tells him, you know, stop begging. It's making you sound like a little bitch. This, that, thing, and the other. On and on. This is real lazy and stupid. Then she told him, I'm going to let you heal up because that was just round 1 of the ass whooping. There's going to be a round 2 once you heal up. Okay, girl? This, that, and the other. He's begging. I'm like, yeah, okay. She walks out in the hallway, and then she runs into Madison, and Madison's like, you need to leave. So he's threatening to call security. She talked shit to him, told him, you got lines under your eyes, girl. You work in a hospital. You need to get some filler, Miss Thing. You sitting around in here, you looking older than Miss Veronica. Girl, get that together. And then told him, maybe you ought to go in and say, oh, are you taking up for him? Yeah, y'all probably would be good together. Then the 2 of you can leave my son alone. Yeah, you go ahead and mess with him, girl. I said, oh, she's a mess. Anyway, foolishness. Then we got Jim, Crier, and Mitch. Jim gives Mitch the money. Right after that, Wyatt and Jim get into it again. And Wyatt tells Jim, well, Jim had told Wyatt, you're not going to get any money. He goes, you spent all my money, this, that, and the other. He's like, you should be happy. I paid them off. They were going to kill you. I paid them off. He's like, that was my money. You had my money. He said, you're never getting it. It don't make no difference. He said, oh, I'm going to get all my money when you die. Jim's like, whatever, Wyatt, shut up. And goes on. Madison, I'm going back to the hospital. Madison and Justin have a whole conversation. Justin asks Madison for forgiveness, tells him he's sorry about what he did to him, tells him, you just don't understand. I just really do love Jeffrey, and you'll never understand. I lost everything because of Jeffrey. Blase, 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 blah. Then he's asking him, can you just come and just sit with me for a while? Girl, nobody want to sit with you, Annie. You are running around beating and banging on people and carrying on, hitting them with stuff. Till now, will you come sit with me? Madison was like, no, and let the door close. I said, oh. Then we see RK get out there. He gives Wyatt some drugs. Again, Wyatt throws down these 20-carat earrings. Next thing you know, Jim gets involved. Jim comes down, takes the earrings off of RK. Dumbest shit I've ever seen. Takes the earrings off of RK. And tells him, if you brings drugs to my son again, I promise you I'll have you murdered. RK's like, yeah, okay, and he runs off. Just then, Catherine pulls up. Catherine and Jim go up in the house. Jim and Wyatt get into it. Jim never did get the drugs from Wyatt. He told me he had no drugs, this, that, and the other. And then Jim goes out there in the hall. He tells Wyatt to sit down. He goes out in the hallway. He gets to arguing with Catherine and tells her if she was a better mother, they wouldn't be in this predicament. She told him, if you don't get out of my face, I'll push you over the banister. And they have that little whole thing. He goes about his business. He's downstairs on the phone talking to somebody. She's upstairs on the phone talking to Derek. She finally gets on the phone with Derek. He's explaining himself and all that. She slips up and tells him about Candace because he never knew about Candace. She told him about that mess. Let's go over to Hannah's house. Over at Hannah's house, I don't buy none of this. Hannah and Candace are talking because Mitch actually showed up. Benny goes outside to talk to Mitch. Candace and Hannah are in there talking. Hannah tells Candace, he raped me. He's your father, but we can't tell Benny. Okay. Outside, Benny and Mitch. Benny tells him I took care of it all. It's too easy. I don't trust Tyler Perry. I said, this is stupid. All of this right here is stupid to me. Then we go back in. Mitch goes to pay his uncle off. They went through a long Tyler Perry dialogue, which was stupid, but it's paid off, so that's all done. Go back to the house. Benny and Candace standing in there. Hannah go to bed. Benny gets to tell Candace, you need to keep that money. I told y'all Benny wasn't shit, didn't I? Benny is the same kind of not shit that Candace is. And what is the one thing that Candace and Benny got in common? Hannah. So at some point, Hannah wasn't shit either. Anyway, let's move on. He told her, if I wake up and you're gone, I won't be upset. Don't worry about Jim. I'll take care of Jim. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Candace said, said, if I kept the money, she said, I'm done. I don't want to be into this no more. I'm done. I've lost too much. I'm finished. I'm going straight. I'm done. Betty, she said, and the other thing, that'll make mommy mad. She'll be mad at me. That bastard told her she'd been mad before. I said, what is this? What is this, Tyler? What is this that you're writing? What is this? Last thing, and I'm done with this. Like, for real. Wyatt, he get all had up. He go in his bathroom, get all had up. Goes, gets the gun, and this is just how it happened. Go get the gun. Go downstairs. Jim's on the phone with his back turned talking. He clicks the gun. Jim turns around. He shoots Jim down in the living room. Jim laying on the floor. Catherine hears the gunshot. She's like, what the hell is that? She come out the bathroom. She see Jim stretched out on the floor. Then Wyatt start following her up the steps. And he follows her all the way into the bathroom. You know, we had a whole horror movie scene. No, son, no. Oh my God, please, no. She goes over to the tub. She's standing there and she's like, no, Wyatt, no. And of course, we're like, oh, well, maybe he's going to come to his senses. His Catherine ain't that bad, you know. And then he shoots her and she's flipped around there and then she's head down in the tub. Wyatt's standing there. Then he walks on off. And I'm sitting there looking and I said, this is lazy and this is trifling. And this again, Tyler, you just stole some more storyline stuff. The way that Wyatt walked around the house and shot him and his whole mentality, I could actually see sitting at the table and them telling him how they want him to play this part. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. And it was all very a la Amityville Horror. It was the Amityville Horror story. That's how he walked through the house and killed his family. Tyler, get the hell out of my face with this bullshit, this lazy writing, and this stealing from other people's shit. This came across for me as lazy writing, and very, very much plagiarism. I was like, I didn't care for this. I just thought this was stupid. I'm pretty done. He goes out. You see the police pulling up. Who called the police? I guess the person that Jim was on the phone with called the police. Because it led you to believe that it was David. Where is she now? Where does she go? I don't want to hear that bullshit because there's no way David and Jeffrey are still living. I don't want to hear that bullshit, Tyler. Anyway, Wyatt goes out onto the porch. He's standing there with the gun behind him, and the DA George is there in the cops. And George says, "Where's your parents, Wyatt?" And he says, "They're dead." And he holds his hands up like this, but he got the shotgun in his hand, pointing down. He ain't pointing the gun at nobody, and the cops shooting. That doesn't happen in white America. Now, if they'd have went over to Hannah's house and Benny was standing out there, I could imagine that they would shoot to kill. That I would believe. But shoot Wyatt to kill, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And this is just garbage, pure garbage. And all you're going to do, if the show decides to come back, you're going to revive everybody. And I ain't here for it. I ain't here for it at all. I'm done. It's been very, very good, you all. It's been real. Have and have nots. James, signing out.